Oh, good to see you. Good to see you. I am walking through a small town in Denmark. I've switched my location, and I typically only announce the city that I'm in after I've left or when I'm about to leave, just for security reasons. You have to do that because you got a lot of friends and you got a lot of people that are not your friends. But anyway, I want to say hi to everybody. And as you come in, let me know what city you're from or say something. Feel free to ask me a question or make a comment. And I've only got a few minutes to talk, but I will talk to you for those few minutes that I have. Let's see. So I have today on drboycetv.com, I did talk about Jamie Foxx for a little bit. There was a good conversation there. Also, on the Black Financial Channel, I talked about meme stocks, and I did some analysis on that. And also, don't forget, if you'd like for me to send you our $5 a day investing plan or some stocks that I believe in that I bought, feel free to text the word stock to 31996. The stock market is doing really well right now. I encourage you to look into it because it's a great place to build your money. Let's see, Elijah Cox, B1 Baltimore. Good to see you. My name is Corey, Baltimore. I saw you, Corey, on the other platform. Yeah, Corey knows we have more than one channel. That's why, for example, when when my Instagram page went down, it wasn't cool. I mean, I wasn't happy about it, but you have to always have a plan B. Like fighting as a black man is a lot like playing football. If you watch, there's a Netflix series called Quarterback. It's all about Patrick Mahomes and the other quarterback that plays for the Vikings. I forgot his name. Jake or Jacker. I want to say Jake something, but I can't remember. Kirk something. Anyway, and one of the things you'll notice is that these guys, it's a tough job that they have. You take a lot of hits, and you have to be ready to take those hits but still move the ball down the field. And I kind of think that's a great analogy for being a black man. Fighting for anything in your life that you want. You got to be able to take the hits and keep moving. You have to make sure that you are precise on your game plan, and you got to train yourself at the highest level, and you got to keep going. You have to have infinite persistence, extremely important. So keep that in mind, when it comes to you trying to accomplish your objectives. Let's see, somebody's running up. Okay, here we go. All right. Just making sure. He's working, ain't he? He's working. Anyway, if somebody has a question or something like that, I honestly don't have a lot to talk about today, but I'm open. I'm an open book, so I'm always happy to talk about things, even controversial stuff. I don't have any problem with that. I've proven myself, so that stuff doesn't bother me. Let's see. I saw the post Jamie Foxx made. I don't see how it was offensive. The original Jewish people were of African descent. Yeah, the Jamie Foxx apology was a bunch of bullshit. It was stupid. It was absolutely stupid. It was dumb. I don't know about y'all, but it makes me angry to see black men on their knees apologizing. It just bothers me. I just don't like it. I get it if you really did something wrong, but I just thought that was lame, man. I mean, I like Jamie Foxx, but good Lord Jesus. Anyway, let me keep going. What are your thoughts on the mayor of Atlanta allocating $4 million to convert shipping containers into housing units? I think that's good, but one thing I'm kind of observing here in Europe is, when I'm here, they don't have a lot of homeless people here. They just don't. They don't really. They don't really have a homelessness problem. Like in Denmark, there's 5.5 million people. There's only like 500 homeless people in the whole country. We have 500 homeless people in one city block in a lot of our cities. So I think it's good. But one of the downsides of capitalism is that capitalism, unfortunately, can encourage excessive amounts of greed, and the greed becomes detrimental to your society because there are people who don't know the meaning of the word enough, and they don't want to share, and they'll let somebody starve and die and then say, well, you starved to death because you didn't work as hard as me. And I hate that. I don't like that at all. What are your thoughts on Bidenomics? I didn't hear a lot of his new Bidenomics plan. I know Dr. Claude Anderson doesn't like it, but, it's probably kind of a typical liberal agenda. It's going to be okay. It's not going to, the economy's screwed, though, just so you know. Not the economy, but long term, we have way too much debt, and we're going to probably have an inflation problem for a long time. And our politicians are stupid. So, yeah, there's our issue. All right, next question here. I'm so sick of us apologizing, BS. Yeah, I agree with you, Eleanor. I want to get off the grid, working on that. Good for you, Elijah. Keep working at it. Spend time around people that are off the grid. Spend time, whatever you want to do, just know there's somebody out there that already knows how to do it. So don't try to do everything by yourself and get help. I pay for classes all the time, and I have a PhD. I've been studying finance since I was 18 years old, and I'm not 18 anymore. I got my PhD 20 years ago. I'll sign up for a class and pay for a class in a minute if I believe that you know something that I need to know, and I need to get your undivided attention so you can teach me what you know. Because what I'm thinking is that if I can learn it from you, I can save years of my life that would have been spent trying to solve a problem that you solved back in 2012. So yeah, there's that. All right, so let me keep going. Let's see, more black pilots and landlords. That's cool. I'm gonna be a pilot. I got my student pilot license in my wallet. It's very cool, looks very fancy. So I can officially by myself fly an airplane to another airport and land there. I just have to, but I can't be overconfident. But all I do every day is I listen to financial news and I listen to aviation training because I want to be a good pilot. I want to be a safe pilot. I also want to get, after I get my private pilot's license, I want to get what they call a multi-engine rating, so you can fly planes with multiple engines. That requires another level of training. I also want to get what they call IFR certification, which means you can fly with just your instruments. Basically fly blindfolded. You can fly above the clouds, into the clouds. So even if you can't see, you can use your instruments to guide you to the airport, right? So those are the certifications I'm gonna go for, and I'm gonna get them all, and I'm going to buy me a plane at some point. Now, I would show you the license, Elijah, but the problem is the reason I can't, I'll show you kind of quickly, but I don't want to show details because I don't like, I live on the internet and there's crazy people on the internet, so I can't show, like I wouldn't show my driver's license or something like that. But let me see if I can show it to you real quick and maybe show the parts of it that are relatively harmless. Hold on, let me see. All right, so here it is very quickly, right? And on the back, there's a picture of Orville, Wilbur, and I should know the Wright brothers. Yeah, so it says United States of America, Department of Transportation, Federal Aviation Administration, has my address, nationality, and it says student pilot, and it gives me my certificate number, and it's signed by some person who I named Polly. I don't know who Polly, acting administrator, I guess, of the FAA or something. But yeah, you have to have that, and you have to have, just like, a little bit like driving a car, you got to have your licenses with you. And you also have to have, you have to get what they call a third class medical, which means basically that you're healthy enough that you're not going to like pass out and, lose control of an airplane because you had a heart attack or something. So they got to check your medical, make sure you're healthy and all that. So there you go. It's fun. It's actually fun. It takes time though. It takes a lot of time. It did take some money, but I'm dedicated to it. This is my new passion. I didn't know how much I loved aviation until I started flying. And I think about it every day. Every time I see an airplane, every time I hear a certain type of plane, I look up in the sky because I know the difference between like a jumbo jet, which is much more quiet, versus like a Cessna, which is like really loud. And I just see myself. I look and I imagine myself in that plane, and it's a very powerful feeling to know that you have the competence to communicate with the tower and do a takeoff and find the airport and navigate your way through the airport and land and all. It's very cool, very cool. Anyway. By the way, I got to go in a second, so if anybody has any quick questions, hold on for 1 second. Let me know if I'm still here, because I got to flip and make sure I'm going the right turn. Does anybody have any quick questions for me before I bounce out? Because I think I'm going to reach my destination in a second. Simpkins avoiding my questions as usual. I didn't avoid your question. I answered that question. I didn't see your other question. Whenever I see the name Best Weight Loss, I have no idea what that means. But hopefully somebody go support that person's business so they stop being a damn troll. You could do better than that, man. Come on, man. Get a life, dude. Get a life. Don't be no punk-ass troll. Be a successful person. Successful people don't spend all their time trolling. So somebody go support Best Weight Loss's business. Go follow them, follow their YouTube channel. I want to see you win, so you won't spend all your time being mad because other people are succeeding. All right, anyway, how's your biological daughter? She's doing good. I don't get to see her as much as I want to. But I have, several kids that I see more. Some I see more than others, and some are younger than others. But I have one biological child, and that's that. So let's see here. Weight loss ain't asked no questions though. Right, that's what I'm talking about. See, y'all see what I gotta deal with, Elijah? You see what I gotta deal with? Somebody be like, Dr. Boyce didn't answer my damn question. He's a fraud. He a fraud. He promised me he gonna answer my question. I asked my question 14 times. He didn't answer nothing, cause he a fraud. You a scammer. You're a schemer. That's right, JT the Pocket Watcher's second hidden channel. Because you notice if you go to his JT the Pocket Watcher's channel, every single person he calls a fraud, damn near 95% of them are black men. And then he says, but you can come to my business. And I'm like, oh, Lord. So basically, you want to call everybody a scammer so you can get support for your business. Just ask for support for your business. We want to see everybody succeed. You don't have to go in acting like the police, acting like a Klansman. Good Lord, dude. Hello. How are you? Let's see here. I take all knowledge. Yes, knowledge is important. Do you follow Tall Guy Tycoon? Yes, I do. I like him very much. He's a cool dude. He's very active. He's very smart. And I respect him immensely. So, yes, I do like Tall Guy Tycoon. Let's see. Best weight loss. He always gets tough questions. I still love Boyce. Okay, so best weight loss. Yeah, okay, well, that's cool then. You can stay. You will be our official in-house troll. So you can be the one that gets invited in. We want you to be here, and you can ask the trolley questions, and I still love you. What are some good options for felons to invest? Good question. I think everybody that has a felony should have their own business. Man, they will never pay you the money that you deserve. You're like officially, according to this system, in that slave category. I hate to say it like that, but it's better to be honest with you than to lie to you. If I was in jail, God forbid, because a lot of our brothers go to jail, or if you have somebody that you love that's in jail, tell them Dr. Boyce said this. Spend all your time studying how to start a business. Read every book on entrepreneurship, watch every video, talk to every person, and just imagine yourself, meditate on it. Imagine yourself running a business. Don't waste a single second imagining yourself hunting for a job, because the only jobs they're going to offer you are the shitty jobs for shitty pay. And it makes me angry. It's patently unfair. It tends to happen to black people because we are locked out of the economy. That's part of what led to the destruction of our families. So you cannot depend on a system that hates you. Do you understand what I'm saying? You cannot live your life dependent on a system that excludes you. Why in the world would I try to get on the basketball court if you won't even let me have the ball? Seriously, I'm not going to play in a game where you won't even put me in the game. You just want me there, so I can ride the bench and be your water boy? That's what it is. We are the economic water boys of America. They're like, we need you. We need diversity. We need black people around. To do what? To what, kiss your ass? Be your second in command? To be your sidekick? That's not, some of us are better than that. Most of us are better than that. All of us can be better than that. So I walked away from it. I don't want no parts of it. There ain't no job they could offer me that I would actually want. Not one single job. And that's just honest to God truth. All right, so let me keep going. All right. Ignore the haters, my brother. Keep up the good work. Thank you. Thank you, Garnell. I appreciate you. Mark Dean says facts. Thank you. Let's see. Galvanize. This is the last question I can answer. Galvanize Financial TV. Are you going to invest in the new TREF fund? I don't know anything about that. They have another one? I don't know. I got to ask Jay about that one. But I don't know. I'm happy that I invested because of the Black House. The Black House, it's almost like in Denmark. They built this beautiful bridge that's really big, and it was super expensive, and they taxed the shit out of people, and it probably went over budget. But now, for the next 200 years or 100 years or whatever, people get to enjoy this big, beautiful bridge. And that's what I see when I see things like the Black House. I like the Black House. I heard somebody say that they think that it might be for sale. I don't know if that's true or not. I will ask Jay when I see him. But I don't know. I just kind of, I invest, in a lot of black-owned businesses, knowing that most black-owned businesses fail, because I want to give them a chance to fail. I'm going to give them a chance to make mistakes, just like we give white people chance after chance after chance. I think black people should get chance after chance after chance, and so I'm not afraid to ever talk about the Tulsa Fund, but I can only tell you what I know. I don't know another person's business, and I have discussed and supported hundreds of black entrepreneurs. I even tried to support Zaza Ali before Zaza turned out to unfortunately be an unethical person. I did not know these things. You don't know. I supported people like Yvette Carnell and Michi X before I found out what kind of people they were. I can't, all I know how to do is be helpful, right? And I can tell you the hard part about being helpful to people is that there are some people who have malicious intent who will assume that because you supported a brother, that somehow you are connected to everything that they do. And I just think that that's illogical and it's wrong. And I always specifically tell you guys, I'll tell you about what I'm doing, but I'm not going to tell you to do something unless it's something that I personally vetted myself. And the only things I can really take accountability for are the things that involve me directly. So that's my 2 cents on that. That's my 2 cents. All right, so let me see here. They sold it to take all the equity out. He's just bleeding the fund out at this point and will redeem himself by giving himself to the Lord. I, you know, I have no comment on. I mean, maybe that's true. I don't know. Just make sure you verify the facts. And again, remember, there's a difference between somebody who talks shit, who supported the project, versus somebody who's just talking, who didn't support anything. So what are you supporting? Don't tell me about what you're against. Tell me what you're for. Don't tell me what you wouldn't support. Tell me what you will support. Tell me what you're doing, right? I really want that to be the question. Anytime you hear anybody talking smack about another black person, ask them, what are you doing? What are you supporting? What are you getting behind? And if they can't answer that question, then they need to look in the mirror. Let's see here. Did you notice that there are no black families, dad, moms, and children? Yeah, Danny, that's deliberate. I think that they deliberately destroyed our families. I talked to a guy yesterday named Mohammed from Somalia, and we were talking about how black families around the world were deliberately destroyed through systematic white supremacy in order to destabilize black communities. So this didn't just happen in the U.S., it happens all over the planet. If you're incarcerated, you can take up a trade. Absolutely. If I was incarcerated, I would take up a trade and learn how to start a business. So I'd learn how to be a carpenter, and I'd spend all my time also learning how to be an entrepreneurial carpenter, just in case those stupid unions won't let you in or you can't get the job that you want. Do you understand what I mean? Because check it out, right? If you have a skill, like you're a carpenter or a plumber or whatever, HVAC, all you got to do at that point is find a customer. If you can find it, the reason you need a job is because the company finds the customers and then you serve the customers that they find. But if you can find your own customer, why not cut out the middleman? The company ain't nothing but the connect. They're just the connect to the customer. So if you can break through and get around the connect, then you can do it all yourself. You can get with your friends. Think about it. I know guys been in prison 25, 30 years. I do, good, and they're not bad people. They made mistakes when they were young. I don't hold that over people's heads. I mean, don't get me wrong. Some people are still criminals, but believe me, there's a lot of criminal type people who never went to jail. And they probably should be. But anyway, you're in jail. You got your friends. Y'all going through this nightmarish experience together. You're bonded for life because you all are veterans of a terrible system. Why not all get together and motivate each other, hold each other accountable, and get out here and hustle and make some things happen? Your pain, and this is the point I'm going to leave on because I got to go. Me and my wife disagree on the purpose of pain. We disagree on this. My wife, even though she grew up in a hoodish environment, she also had a very loving family space. I didn't always have the love that I deserved. I didn't, just to be honest. So I went through a lot of pain as a kid. Not as much pain as I could have had, but it was tough. And the reason that does not bother me is because pain can be your superpower. If you think about it, there's no great athlete that you've ever seen who didn't go through a lot of pain to become a great athlete. For Michael Jordan to be the best basketball player in the world, he had to go through a lot of pain in order to be better than everybody else. To get past Patrick Ewing and Gary Payton and Charles Barkley and all these other great players that won at the same championship trophy that he took every single time. Mike Tyson was talking about how discipline means doing the things you don't want to do, but doing it as if you love it. He said you have to do the things you don't want to do and do it as if you love it if you want to be the best. And so in my mind, pain, discomfort, struggle, stress, trauma that you've gone through, if you process it right, can literally be a superpower. I talked to a brother the other day named Tyrone Muhammad out of Chicago. I respect Tyrone. We talk periodically. Tyrone was talking about some people that he was sort of dealing with, and he said something that was 100% true. He said, man, I did 25 years in prison. I did multiple years in the hole in solitary confinement. He said, ain't nothing out here they can do to me that can break me. I am too strong. He's physically strong, mentally strong, spiritually strong. And I was like, he's got a good point. There's another guy who's the strongest, best WFC or whatever that cage fighting is. He was the cage fighting champion of the world. And I heard his story about how he came from Africa, swam across, like tried to get across the water, had to go through the desert, had to live in the woods for months at a time with barely enough food. And I said, no wonder he's a champion. God blessed him with his pain. God blesses you with your struggle. Your struggle is an opportunity for you to achieve greatness, but you got to process it in the right way. You have to understand the gift that comes with struggle, the gift that comes with pain. So my point is to say about this. This goes back to when you asked me about guys that are, went through the hell of a penitentiary. I think prisons are just terrible places in the United States. It's horrible what they do to those poor people. Um, but find some way to process that pain so that you understand that this makes you the toughest son of a bitch in the room in almost every situation you go into, which means that you can flip that pain into power. You can flip that pain into profit. You can flip that pain into whatever you want it to be. So go flip the pain. Don't just dwell in it. Don't just swim in it. Don't let it create self-pity. Flip the pain. Make sense? I hope that makes sense. All right. So anyway, I got to go. If you want to get the stock market alerts and stuff like that, just text the word stock to 31996. If you text stock to 31996, I'll send you the profit alerts. I'll also send you the $5 a day investing plan from the Black Business School. I'll send you an e-copy of my book, It Takes a Village to Raise the Bar, all kinds of stuff. Also, my book is called The 10 Commandments of Black Economic Power. You can get a copy on Amazon. Feel free to take a look at that. Read the reviews first. The reviews are very good. There's tons of reviews, and everyone seems to love the book. Also, last but not least, don't forget the convention's coming up. The All Black National Convention is going to happen October 20th in Atlanta. So if you'd like to join us there, it's going to be, you can go to allblacknationalconvention.com. All right, guys, I got to get out of here. I'm late. They're going to get mad at me in a minute. And let me see. Best weight loss. Best weight loss is my new favorite troll now. Because I thought you were a troll, but then you said you love me, so I got to love you back. So let me read Best Weight Loss's question. Is it a trolly question or is it a good one? Let me see here. Boyce, did you know your wife is from Gangster Island, Indiana? Same as rapper Eddie Gibbs. Yeah, she's from Gary. Gary is very gangster. But beautiful people there. But who, buddy? Gary's a trip. All right, anyway, talk to you guys later. Love you. See you soon. Hit the thumbs up button if you could. I'd appreciate that very much. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.